All right, in seventh grade, we're about a month or so into the school year. What should they know at this point? They've probably covered one unit or so. Maybe they're moving to the second unit. But what should they know in that first unit? The first unit in seventh grade is about scale drawings. Now, if I were to ask you to draw me just on a regular sheet of paper, drawing me at my exact dimensions wouldn't fit on the paper. So you have to scale it down. Now, if you scale everything down to about a 12th of my actual dimensions, but you leave my head the same, why would you leave my head the same? But if you leave my head the same, it's going to look pretty funny. And in fact, it's still not going to fit on it. Let me see. It'll fit on a piece of paper. Let's say that you did my head just by half, okay? It'll fit on a piece of paper, but it's going to be kind of awkward. It's going to look like a cartoon character with a really big head and a really small body. So we want children to understand in seventh grade the idea of a scaled copy, and that however you change one aspect or dimension, if you decrease everything by a third, everything else must be decreased by a third. Okay, if you enlarge if you enlarge one part by 10%, then everything else must be enlarged by 10% to keep the same ratio to the original. That's the idea of a scaled copy. And it's very important in real life, especially when you're in film, when you're a cartoonist, when you're an artist, when you're an architect, and you have to do plans. The idea of a scaled copy is very important, and you want to make sure that your child understands that. Not just to do well on a test, but to do well in life and hopefully become an architect, an engineer, computer scientist, an animator, working on their own cartoons, okay? Seventh grade, make sure they got it.